doing today?
Okay, so what are we going to do today, Mum?
Today I do a sauce, meat sauce with the gravy beef meat here.
Oh.
It's been deboned and it's a cheaper cut of the meat.
Yes.
You need to let it cook for a long time.
Yes.
And then it just falls, it just melts.
Beautiful.
Okay? So it's gravy beef, comes from the
Gravy beef.
front of the leg?
Yes.
Yes, of the beef.
Of the beef.
Yeah.
And
How many kilos did we buy? Do you remember, Mum?
Oh, I think it's 3 kilos.
About 3
Wow,
kilos. So we're going
okay.
to make a big lot, and
Great.
you can
Yeah.
either feed a lot of
We
people,
use a bigger pot for this sauce.
Perfect.
Big pot.
and then you can let it cool and freeze in batches.
See,
Yes, which is divine. So
Perfect.
you make a big batch because it does take a long time to cook.
see.
Right.
Ok, allora we start to cut meat, clean a little bit. This fat, we don't want fat. We are all
Can you
very
see?
fat.
Yeah, because it's a bit. So my mum got it deboned. We got it deboned to the butcher yesterday,
And we use the bone too.
Ah.
A soup.
Perfect.
Brodo.
yeah, brodo. Che
Perfect.
buonissimo.
And
Perfect.
lots of bone.
So my mum didn't want the butcher to clean it and cut it for her. She likes to do it herself. But you can get the butcher to do it if you want. But let's look at the expert.
See,
Clean.
clean a little bit this fat.
Yeah, good. So we've got to clean the fat a little bit.
Like this.
Yeah.
Much you can.
Yeah, so the butcher can do that for you.
No, they won't.
They won't.
No.
Why not?
Because the butcher don't have time to do this.
Oh. My butcher does it for me. But you pay a little bit extra, I
No.
guess. So we like to buy locally.
See, this is fat.
So we just go to the local IGA, and there's a really good butcher in there. And he's been there. How long's Michael been there in the IGA?
Oh, more than 20 years.
Yeah. So he's Italian butcher. He knows what all the Italian clientele want. So he knows how it all works. And so, of course, if you buy locally and, they're not going to do this job for you, it's going to be a little bit less expensive. So some butchers will charge you extra for cleaning it. Not that you know, but it ends up being in the price.
What do? We put oil
Yep.
in the pot here.
Yeah.
What do you call a pot? Pan?
A pot. It's a pot.
Pot.
Una pentola.
Mm.
So there's probably about 3.
No.
No?
Very small.
So we're using the Moro oil because this
Oh,
is
for sauce, yes.
for sauce.
Yes.
So this is middle of the range
No
oil.
carismari, Mama.
Yeah,
See? Because you gotta do a big
quite a
oil.
big. So there's
Yeah.
probably a centimetre of oil in here.
Oh,
I'll show you. It looks like a lot. Sorry. It looks like a lot.
because you use all of
Yeah.
this water.
So it's a centimetre. So it's not going to be just a drizzle. And the Moro oil, for us is like middle of the range. It's not like the expensive one. We don't like to use this one on salads. You can, but we like something a bit more flavourful, a bit nicer. So this is what we use for cooking. But it's not the bottom of the range either, in the sense that it's still extra virgin. Yeah?
Meat.
Yeah, so like about half a hand size. Half a hand to hand. So as you can see, they're not tiny pieces.
No.
Because
That's
you
why.
want it to melt on its own. Hang on, can I just show? So if you look at my hand, it kind of fits into a hand size. Yeah, because if you're doing tiny pieces, then they shrivel up. So here you want them to be substantial. You know what I mean? And then that will probably go down to what? About a third. And it just falls off. Yeah, just falls. So we're not keeping it on the bone, this one. If you do osso buco, you would have it on the bone. But that's not what we're doing.
But they also they give you all of this fat.
A lot of oil, all the fat
Inside.
comes out, yeah.
What's up with that leg, man?
So as you can see, they're quite clean after you finish them, Mum. You've done a good job. You're an expert. Are you enjoying this, Mum? Now, why are we making this sugo? This
Yeah,
is like
why?
a ragu. So it's a meat sauce. It can be made with lamb. My mum loves it with lamb. That's
Yeah.
your favourite, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. And when you use the lamb, what meat do you use when you do the lamb one?
short.
A lamb shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah. And you get it off the bone? No, that's on the bone.
No, with a bone.
With the bone, yeah. So when you
And,
buy the lamb, it's on the bone and they cut it up in pieces for you because you've got the
Yeah,
bone.
I asked the butcher to cut, you know,
In pieces like this?
in piece.
Yeah, not small
Big
pieces,
piece.
a big piece.
When I come home, of course I do the same job. I clean as much as I can the fat.
Yes. Yeah.
Nonna, who taught you how to do this?
Really, the truth is, nobody tell you nothing, but you can, you know, we was very interested. Look at and do it because the parents before, no, non ci piaceva tanto per mo parlano.
Yeah. The parents of that generation talk much.
Devono lavorare.
Yeah, so they just had to work and you had to observe and learn and then you just got the responsibility. But you didn't have to do meat sauces when you were young, 'cause
Oh no,
there was no meat.
but once a year might be.
Only once a year?
Yeah, me.
Which part of Italy are you from?
Calabria.
Calabria. So only once a year for cooking meat sauce.
Why is that, Mum?
Why?
Why?
Why? Because povertà.
Yeah.
Poverty.
Povertà.
Interesting. Yeah.
Ma no, not because la povertà, ma era nei tempi, erano tempi tristi.
See.
Che c'era la guerra.
Yeah, the
Era
war.
tutto il mondo povero.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
But Dad used to have meat once a week.
Well, Dad was one of these lucky people.
He was from Abruzzo. They had their own.
Ah.
They had their own land, which meant that they grew things, they sold things, so they could buy. Whereas my grandfather had to work for landowners. No
It's very
unions.
different. Very
What did
different.
Nonna get paid for a pay of work when he did from 6 in the morning to 6 at night in the gut when he
No money.
no money.
No money
Nothing.
that give you to my father, to all the people there. Yeah, then was
This
all-
was in the 40s,
yes. I was
30s.
During the war.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, to my father, give a little bit of beans, a little bit of chickpeas.
Yeah.
At the end of the year.
At the end of the
What about
year,
during the week?
They kept things. They held on to
for a
stuff.
bite on the
That's a bit rough.
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not a quarter.
And they kept it. Yeah.
When there was the harvest.
So
Yeah.
different.
And then Nonna had to do stuff for the family and you would eat that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the year, you eat what grow.
Yeah.
So no money.
No money.
No money. It's amazing.
So you didn't learn to cook this sugo in Italia?
No.
No.
Here, you learned
Allora, quando
it
sei
here.
venuta qui? Because my mum got married when she was 18.
Wow, no. When did you come to Australia? Which year?
Oh, I come in Australia 1952.
Oh, before my
She
mum.
was 16.
Wow.
You couldn't, yeah.
On the boat.
Yeah, 16 in 2nd of June and August 22nd we leave a village, me and my mother.
I can't imagine this.
Were you excited? Or were you sad?
Cried.
You cried.
Cry.
Yeah, because you see yourself on this big ship.
Oh, for 6
Yeah.
weeks, yes? 6
Ah.
weeks?
1 month.
1 month, 4 weeks, yeah. Oh, you're from...
And you don't know if you're gonna live it or
Oh.
not. You walk around the water, We never been out from the village before. Me.
No brothers and sisters?
Oh yeah, that was here.
Oh, they already were here.
Yeah, me and my
Oh,
mother.
the last ones.
Last one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Can you remember? Was how much did it cost to come to Australia? Expensive or not?
Very expensive for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't know because my father
Yeah.
paid.
Was your father here?
Yeah, he came.
Ah, they all did this. Yeah.
When did Nonna come?
1949.
Oh wow!
No.
Can you imagine Melbourne, 1949? Very different. Amazing.
So he came and he worked. And
Oh
he
my!
lived, did he live?
Where did he live? Where did he first come?
My father lived in Fitzroy,
Oh my
Moore
goodness!
Street,
Moore
Fitzroy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But did he know people there?
Yeah, because
He had a
sister
half sister.
and brother.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they had a house near cathedral, near the cathedral.
Yeah,
Not there.
yeah, I
They sold it
know.
maybe when your uncle died. That anyway, that was I've seen it. It's near the cathedral, top end, double story terrace, a beautiful white one. It's worth a fortune. Anyway, we went.
They were living in Fitzroy, so your father came and unbelievable.
Yeah, rented.
Yeah. And what was he working at? What was his job?
Well, I don't know, but job much. But my sister though, Nonna used to work. We call it Windlick.
Windlick.
Far away, sunshine.
Far away, sunshine. No, but then he worked in the foundry.
Ah.
And then they come
Decades.
in Collingwood.
Yeah.
The Collingwood Foundry.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, he
my
worked there.
goodness.
And my grandfather lost a finger there.
Yeah.
So I always remember him. He did have his middle finger. He did. So yeah, but he didn't stop him. He was a great worker for the people. Loved the Labor Party. Do you remember how much he used to love watching the news? I mean, he used to be glued to the news.
Wow.
Yeah. But he came out here and then he brought his children over. He brought over my Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe in 49 too.
Yeah,
Joe.
my Uncle Joe, who was 5,
Wow.
came out because my grandfather said he's young, he can come to school here and learn English.
Amazing.
Yeah, so by the time he was 8, my Uncle Joe was like running the family. Getting the loans for the car.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Doing all the translation. Big Joe,
Yeah.
do this. Joe, right this.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, Michael Joe.
Oh,
Next
amazing.
street.
Yeah, you can come and visit next time.
gosh.
And what happened to him when he came over, Mum? Quickly.
Uncle Joe.
Let's just put this up. We'll tell you
Yeah,
the
bring it
story.
over. Bring it
So,
over so we get a bit of a
As you can see,
close-up.
the pieces are beautiful and clean.
Nice. Very nice.
And the oil's not covering it, almost.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's ready to go. We've got to brown this, ok?
Yeah.
Lo dobbiamo soffriggere.
Soffriggere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vabbè, allora lo mettiamo o non adesso? O mette prima la cipolla?
Che ci stanno figli.
No, tu va bene.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Yeah, so when my Uncle Joe came, he came with my dad, my nonna's brother, and they had to go to Naples, didn't they, to catch the ship?
Oh, poor Joe.
So, if my Uncle Joe tells you this story, he'll make you laugh because he'll say, "Oh, I think my uncle."
Not for him.
Did he go? I think my uncle was left. He was a 5-year-old. He was left on the corner of this street, and his uncle, your uncle, said, "Wait here, Joe.
Yeah.
I'll come
And
back."
Napoli.
In Naples.
In Naples.
And he'd never been out of this little village in Caribbean. Anyway, my
I
Uncle Joe
know
said,
that.
I don't know what he was doing, if he was seeing some woman or gambling.
Oh.
Anyway, just forget about Uncle.
Because Uncle Mick was a little bit crazy.
He liked the women.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so some woman approached Uncle
Some
Joe.
woman.
said, "Are you lost?" and took him by the
Brought to
hand.
my brother.
It was fun.
Oh, what are you doing here? Because of fire.
What are you doing?
Oh, hey, look.
Come with me.
No,
Yeah.
I can't to be here.
I'll take you away.
Take away. And my uncle, Mick, the one look after
I
him.
was supposed to be looking after him.
So,
Oh, the
window.
woman,
And
yeah.
he ran out.
And said,
yeah,
Yeah.
sai, cosa vuoi con questo mio figlio, questo mio nipote, e così ce l'ha dato.
So my poor uncle's been traumatised by that event. Didn't start well.
wow.
He was already traumatised. He was leaving his mum and he was 5.
5.
And he was really sad because he came to Australia. He lived in this house virtually on his own. My grandfather
Unbelievable.
would go to work. His sister would go to work. He'd come home. And he
No,
said,
era good looked after in Australia, a Tia Maria, a mamma.
yeah, but when they shifted to Northcote, he had to come
Ah,
home.
then was bad.
He would come
for my
home from
brother.
school and he said he would
didn't
never
want to
go inside because he was on his own. So he just.
Oh, it's so,
Yeah.
it's these stories. You can't,
But you survive, don't you? Because you have to.
no anxiety there.
You have the anxiety.
You have to suck it right up.
Suck it up.
Unbelievable.
And then you had to go and do all the paperwork.
What are you doing now, Nonna?
Okay, let's.
Oh, just move that bowl. Yeah, that's
we
good.
can-
How you do the garlic is
I do
important.
like this.
Yeah. Is that how you do it? You crush it? Just with your hand.
Yes, with my hands, but the nail no strong.
Oh, yeah.
I try. Not really.
Are you studying piano?
That's it.
Oh.
Find the pencil. Ci stanno spicciolando.
Aspetta, sposta per piacere. No? Grazie. Alright, so that's simmering
That's
away.
simmering.
As you can see, it's pretty
On what?
much
How? On hot?
or
Oh,
high.
medium, right.
No, it's probably... Look, you don't want the flames going out of the pot.
Yeah.
So you're just a little bit inside the pot. So it's, bubbling away.
And how long over there do you think?
Well, you've got to make sure that the meat browns. Okay, Luke? So if, I'll show you what it looks like when the meat's all brown. It takes about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Questo nessuno può dire.
Yeah, we don't know. You've got to have a look.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
brown it, you keep it on one side, then you have to stir it, turn it over.
Yeah.
Because you've got to seal the meat. Everyone knows.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, but you're talking to someone that can't cook. That's why we're doing it.
it's a science.
You know,
I
it is
know
a science.
But yeah, when you brown the meat, so it's sealed.
Yes.
You can't just then put in your meat raw like that.
No, perché proprio se ne sa.
Yeah, and the other thing is to put your meat in raw, you get that raw taste and smell of blood. So you've got to cook it up.
It's
coming up, Nonna.
Oh, we have another addition to the La Familia.
Yeah.
Perché io aiuto in qualche modo.
Do you want this? Why don't you speak?
No, leave it on. You leave it on.
Just take
It'll
those.
pick her up.
Oh,
It'll
no
pick her
worries.
up. Yeah, it's good.
So there's quite a bit of garlic here,
Great.
but we are doing like 3 kilos.
Se tu facevi una bottiglia a volta, quanto ne
So yes, if
Very
you're doing
tough.
for every bottle, you need to
Oh,
close.
see? This is like,
Easy.
this is beautiful
1 to 2.
information.
1 to 2. Now, you find a lot of people are allergic to garlic. Like my brother won't have anything that's got garlic in it or onions because it kind of repeats. So you can
Oh,
do
I
it without,
love it.
but it doesn't give you the same flavour.
Ah,
Garlic
Allora.
is essential.
allora,
Attenzione che questo.
allora. Vedete questa cucciara?
Ma cosa ha fatto prima di.
So my mum bought these pots. When did you buy these pots, Mum? In the 60s or 70s?
Same pots from then, same.
Sono vecchi come appena.
They're as old as me.
How old is her?
All right, so they were
Listen to that beautiful sound.
These were bought in the 60s because there was this company in Northcote that had all these stainless steel pots. They were top of the range. Stainless steel is good because it retains the heat.
Oh.
But you have to be careful because they're not non-stick.
Yeah.
Right.
But the oil would help, yes?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, can I just ask a really dumb question? Like, when your mum's cooking, she'd never use mince.
We do use mince.
Right. But to make a sugo like this,
Yes, we can
you
make
can
it
make it with
Like a
mince?
bolognese.
So
Yeah.
if you were making this with mince, it's the same
What's your-
process. Because of what? Questa? If you're using mince, Lou, it's the same idea, the same principle.
Yeah.
Only you've got your mince, you don't have to clean it or anything.
Yeah.
But you have to brown it completely until all the water is absorbed.
Yes.
That's the key with mince.
Yes. Because
Huh?
see, I would never go to all this trouble.
What
I
is
would, no, I just go and buy the mince.
What do you mean?
Like if I'm making a, I wouldn't go and buy
But the salt-
cuts of meat.
Yeah,
and-
but the taste is complete.
right, there you go. But don't get in.
Yeah.
The taste is
I
complete.
want them-
It's a completely
yeah.
different
Yeah.
sauce. So this is the ragu. You know, typically the ragu sauce is made for Sunday lunch.
Oh, dog and bone.
Prende il telefono, Tati.
That's all right, speak.
So Lou, ma questo sugo quando si mangiava di solito? La domenica?
No, Calaustralia.
Yeah, ma
O più la domenica facevo una spalla da niente.
yeah. So typically on a Sunday,
Ah, okay.
you would make the lamb sauce. with the
Oh,
lamb, and
right.
it would take 2-3 hours.
Wow.
You sit down and to lunch because it's quite a heavy sauce. the
Yeah,
lamb
yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
Even this is.
So this would be equivalent, like, with Aussies to have like a roast on a Sunday.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is what you would though prepare, what your mum would have
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah. You can make it any time if someone's
Yeah.
at home.
But it used to be a special thing. Now we eat this all the time,
Yeah,
but it used to be maybe once a week we'd have a roast,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
all the time.
Well, the thing is, you need to be home to be making this. That's
Yeah,
why it would be a
good point.
Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if my mum was home, so she could make it any day.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
typically people make it on a Sunday because you need the 2-3 hours
Yeah.
to bubble.
Yeah.
Le persone che lavoravano non ci facevano asilo.
Yeah, or
Yes.
women who worked
Yes.
would do it when they came home from work
Yes.
and cook it, and then they could have it the next day.
Yeah.
So,
The next night.
well, the next night, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is,
It was a different
it's a
lifestyle.
special meal
Yes.
because it takes time.
Time. And that's the word.
Yeah. And then the
Time.
flavour, like you said, the mince probably takes about half an hour to
Yes.
fry up.
Yeah. So
Absorb
yeah.
it. Then you put a little bit of nutmeg, grated
Yeah.
nutmeg. You put your salt, your pepper, your onion, your garlic. You cook that up a bit
Yeah.
because you don't want the onion to be raw,
No, no.
but you don't want the garlic or the onion to burn either.
Yes.
Because that makes the sauce bitter. That's a no-no. We
Yeah.
avoid that.
Yeah.
And if it does get burnt, take it out
Yeah.
and put fresh one in
Right.
because it'll spoil the taste.
Right. Okay. See, this is
And then you
all.
put your tomato sauce in if you're making the mince, and
Yeah.
you let that boil. But that can be ready. How long would that take? 45 minutes se fai sugo con la carne macinata? Una oretta? Yeah, that takes about an hour, but this takes about 2.5, 3 hours.
Questa carne di muscolo è dura
Yeah.
la
Yeah. So my mum just said because it's gravy beef, it's the cheaper cut. It needs a long time to cook. But
Poi c'ha qualcuno di buono
yeah, if it's on the bone, it takes even longer to cook. So if you want a cheaper cut, it means you have to cook it longer. So you're going to use like an expensive. I mean, lamb's a bit more expensive, I guess. But if you make a mince, traditionally, Italians will make a mince with half pork and half beef.
Oh,
We never buy it already minced
that's what I was. That's what I. Yeah.
because then they can put a lot of filler in it.
Yeah.
So if you get a kilo, it's always 500 grams of the pork. La pork prende della spalla o della coscia? Se fai la macinata. Yeah, so you get your pork, shoulder or leg, half a kilo, get them to mince it freshly, and then half a kilo of what, gravy beef per mince. No, la carne, se chi deve andare a comprare la carne, è la gravy beef che si deve comprare, potrebbe essere.
Perché macinato?
Yeah. No,
No.
not gravy beef.
No.
Which one is it?
Chuck steak.
Chuck steak.
Chuck steak.
So pork, mince and chuck steak. So 500 grams
Wow.
and 500 grams into a kilo. It's always half.
Wow.
And that's what you would mix it together, and that's what you would cook. Alright, so now just put in what, 2 onions for those 3 kilos?
No, una.
Oh, one.
One onion.
Una bella carne.
One big onion.
Ah.
Afterwards, yeah, if you want.
So
Ma c'è l'altro cipolla, come vuoi. Alright, so we've just, now my mum puts in her onion after she's been cooking the meat for about 5 to 7 minutes, because she doesn't, some people put it in first, but it burns. So you cook the meat, and when it's virtually sealed, she adds the onion and stirs it, so the onion won't get burnt and the garlic doesn't get burnt. Okay? Alright. I was just saying, you said it smelled really nice, but that's the oil. That's why you've got to use extra virgin oil.
Smells beautiful in
When you
here.
get oil that's like more synthetic, that it's not as pure, it loses its flavour, and smell and flavour are connected. So my mum has taken. No, we're not doing it. We swear by these.
Hang on, which brand is it? Wait till she's finished.
Now, as you know, Italians like to make their own sauce. But obviously,
So what tomatoes are you using?
so we swear by these are the Coles brand, so they're really expensive. So if you want to cook and just make a fresh tomato sauce, but you must get whole peeled.
Right.
Okay? Because the other ones are very watery, the chopped ones.
Right.
And so my mum's just pureed them. She wants to, and so in a sense, she's just made it like a quick passata. Okay?
Can you tell me the difference with passata and just...
Peel a tomato.
Your mum is making a passata now.
You got to yes, you got to use the actual sauce. So we typically make this.
Yes.
But these are just the store-bought ones that my mum's got at home. So as you can see, there's another peeled tomato.
Yeah.
This is an Italian one. And as long as you, yeah, that's the old trick if you want to open them. So it's whatever you have in the pantry. Because we're making 3 kilos worth of meat, we're going to be using our sauce.
Okay. But what's in the bottle passata that is different?
So these are whole tomatoes in their juices.
Great. Okay.
So if you get the chopped ones, you know how when you chop a tomato it becomes like more watery?
Yeah.
So the chopped ones are more watery, and it means you have to cook your sauce longer because the sauce, the water has to evaporate.
Right.
And the oil has to come to the
amazing.
top. Because if it's not, then your sauce is still like crudo, it's still raw. You won't have the complexity, if I borrow a term from Master Chef. You won't get the complexity of the flavour. That's what the oil does.
But so Nonna's cooking with the tin tomatoes and the passata.
Yes, but she's going to. Tu metti questo prima, lo metti insieme.
Io metto questo perché questo è più
Water, yeah.
Perché water, ma
Più crudo.
è più crudo.
Yeah.
And in the passata, is there anything else in there? Just
No.
except for tomatoes?
Yeah, this is a tomato
Pureed.
What? Questo qua è stato cucinato.
Lo so che sono tutte cucinate, mica sono.
Ma queste no.
Sì, che sono cucinate pure, ma sono giusto blanch. Queste sono
Yeah,
cucinate.
these are blanched, so that's why you have to reduce them down. Whereas when we make the tomato sauce, we bottle it, and then we cook them. So it's starting to stick a bit.
No, non schicco. Vuole perché è olio adesso, non c'è più acqua.
Yeah, there's no, so the water's
Ah,
reduced and
that's why you need the tomato in there.
Yeah.
Ah,
There's also a little
so it
stir.
wasn't a timing, it was about how it was looking.
well, you look down and you can see that all that sort of the watery bit has evaporated.
Yes,
'cause
yes, that's
why
what's
we're cooking
happening.
without a lid.
Yeah. You see, I don't know all these things. This is good.
That's okay,
This
and you
is
just
good.
gotta, put your love in it.
Yeah.
You just keep practicing. You might burn it.
But why is your mum not just throwing the tomatoes in? Why is she going to puree
Because she
them?
wants the consistency.
Ah,
Quando
okay.
tu blendi queste cose, io ce l'ho messa. Quando
When you
tu
blend?
blendi queste qua come ho fatto io,
Yeah.
vengono così, ti danno un altro colore. Se
Yeah.
tu gli metti sano, pomodoro, resta sano anche l'uno colore
Yeah.
la base.
So when you blend it, your tomato then gives you that red tint. It's not because you've
Come
given
no,
you've
come
given,
no.
given it another consistency.
Come ci dici,
Cosa?
come queste tieni che compriamo.
Like tomato paste.
Yeah.
Yeah, like tomato paste.
Yeah.
So if you, and you know what, in summer, a quick and easy thing is if you get a frying pan, like a deep frying pan, like a pan, and you put your oil in there, a little bit of garlic to give your oil the flavour,
Yeah.
and then you get these whole tomatoes.
Yeah.
You crush them in your hand, you pop them in there. And I'm saying a fry pan because you want something shallow
Yeah.
and wide,
Yeah.
because that will evaporate quicker.
Yeah.
You add your fresh basil, your onion,
Ooh,
add your
yeah.
fresh basil, and in summer, it comes to tomato, fresh tomato sauce, no meat. And
Yeah.
you cook it, and you wait for the water to reduce, and then you have fresh tomato sauce with basil.
Beautiful. I love just tomato on you know.
I love it too. Because you find that especially the Italian cuisine, it is
Heavy.
because they came out of that cucina povera, they don't have a lot of meat.
Yes.
So they can make vegetables really
Yes.
So it's the ingredients and it's the
Just I
technique
just
and
did
the
not
time.
know about because I would have just got the tomatoes and thrown them in.
Yeah.
But your mum purees them first. That's and water.
Well, because you don't like to waste
Dici che
anything.
cala in questa monini.
If there's a scrap of that sauce lingering
I love it.
on the tin.
Nonna.
See,
It's
for example,
fantastic.
no one's going to waste that.
No. See, yeah.
We do the same with the bottles too.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. Oh,
And can I just say another favourite is when you make that fresh tomato sauce with the basil and the tomato cans, you've come home, this is really quick and easy. You put that, when it comes to the boil, you add a tin of tuna, Serena tuna. It's the yellow one with the mermaid,
yeah.
right? But you must, it's like a meat, so it's got to come to the boil and then you throw it in.
Very good, Nonna.
When it comes to the boil, that sauce, then you throw it in because it seals the fish. And then you let it cook, simmer. It doesn't take as long because that fish is already cooked. But when the water's evaporated and you've seasoned it, and you've got a lovely basil tuna sauce, which is divine.
Lisa,
See,
io non posso camminare, non arrivo fino alla... Ora,
yeah. From there.
She can hear you.
Dimmi.
io ci metto rosmarino,
Ma in inglese non lo puoi dire.
No, va bene.
ok, poi ci metto la laura,
Yeah.
ci metto basilico, tutto all'ultimo, quando io devo
at the
ci metto un
end.
po' di noce moscato, però se tu non hai persone a casa è bene che tu li metti tutti a uno li banci
Yes.
Really?
e le leghi.
Yes.
Ma io mi prendo la pazienza e prima che io la metto nella pasta, il sugo, io le tiro
On
fuori.
top. Oh, interesting. Say, translate.
So once it's come to the boil and she reduces it to simmer, then she puts in her herbs.
Wow.
Basil,
Beautiful.
bay leaf, and rosemary.
Yeah.
And she's saying if you've got people over, you
Yeah.
should make like a bouquet
Yeah.
tied up so you can
Yeah.
just pull it out.
Yeah.
But if
Oh!
it's just, yeah. So that way, because a lot of people don't like basil or rosemary
I
in it.
never thought of this. Brava.
Or you can just take the time to pick it out. But if we have it in,
Yeah,
if
because
we're
we
with the
love
family,
it.
we don't care. Right? We
Yeah.
just take it out, set up.
A little
And then you-
bouquet,
yeah.
and you just drop it and take it.
Yeah, so you can take it out.
I love that tip.
And the big thing that Italians do that Greeks don't do,
Yeah.
I think Greeks do cinnamon, but we don't. We use, if we can, we freshly grate nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Because nutmeg with meat takes away that meat taste.
Isn't that funny? Yeah.
It gives it a little bit of depth that.
But what about sale? Salt?
Yeah, we put salt.
Have you put salt yet?
Sì,
Oh.
sì,
No, messo
sì.
già.
Ah.
No,
Not yet.
We season it
Ah.
to simmer and sit for those 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. But this is taking a long time because obviously.
No, we're talking and yeah.
No, but my mum's also, making sure she gets every drop.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't want to put too much water in there.
Yeah.
No, solo questo.
Yeah, see, I'd ruin it. Yeah.
You just
This is
put-
why these videos are good, because then we can watch you again
Deve
and
mettere
again.
l'ultimo o basta?
Che cosa?
L'ultima bottiglia.
Ah no, questo dipende da te.
I think
Ce
che
ne abbiamo
basta.
messo
Is
2 di
enough?
queste.
Yeah, so we've put in,
How
many, what's this, 500?
Ma che guardate a fare?
La gente vuole sapere. She's saying, why do we have to look and measure things? Because
Because people like to know.
people like to know, Mum. So this is 680 grams.
Right.
And we've already put 2 of those in.
And 2 tins.
Two small tins, 2 big tins.
Wow, a lot of tomatoes.
Ma
You could put more
Yeah.
if you want to
Ma
make
ne
it.
può fare pure una
Yeah.
caldaia se vuoi.
Some people, say we were having 24 people over, which is like, it's standard. By the time you get your brother, his kids, the
24?
boyfriends. Yeah. When we get together, we're about 16, 18. And I've only got one brother. But, if you want to invite an uncle, their kids, like for us, it's just standard.
Commentato da...
So, sometimes you would want to make it more saucy
Ah.
and kind of the meat then gets,
Ah.
spread over.
Yes.
Or if you want to keep it rich and dense with the meat, you want to put the extra bone in.
Yes.
So you go work out.
Yes.
Allora,
But-
ne vuoi più?
Tu pensi che non basta? Secondo te
Io
basta?
non so che i piccolo che dai, come ti posso dire?
No,
Dai,
actually, no, è tanto, è tanto.
dai, ok.
Yeah, it's heaps.
Allora,
So we've made enough for probably 30 people.
Yeah, like really, how many people do you think we've made for?
Per quello, quanto potrebbero mangiare?
20?
come fai tu 50 grammi di pasta? Ma noi
Io
non ce
non
ne
metto
abbiamo.
50. Depends how much pasta you want. I never put 50 grams of pasta, Mum. I start off, but then I go
Ma
for seconds.
piccolo tu, noi in Australia.
No, typically an Italian
An
who
Italiano.
has pasta at lunch
Yes.
and then at supper, because they have dinner very late,
Yes.
they work with the 80 gram. Ooh,
Whoa.
stupid.
You alright?
No.
It's
So,
alright.
of course, they have pasta every day. And people say, oh, but Italians have pasta all the time, why? With all the carbs. But they only have 80 grams.
That's a really good point.
They have it at lunch at about 1, and then they'll eat again at about 9 at night, which sounds very late. But again, they have 80 grams, and they don't use creams and stuff like that. And then they'll just have a very thin slice of meat, a salad, some cheese, some fruit, and a coffee. And that's how they eat every day.
Che c'è, nonna?
Mary?
Mamma, ma fregate. I know everyone's called Maria in Italy, but this is taking it too far.
Dimmi.
Luisa, faccio questo, I do this to my kids for Elena. I didn't put this on my sugo before, but it's all right.
Normally she tears the
No
leaf.
problem. And put this just to hold like this. It's easy for Elena because I gotta clean this I do this because my husband, always scream if they find something on the plate.
Not good enough, chef. Not good enough.
No, always.
See, I like the herbs. I like eating the herbs.
Yeah.
Hey, my husband eat the piatto too. None of the herbs. But must talk, must say something.
He has to complain.
Yeah.
He was the Gordon Ramsay
Was he?
of the critics. But he only ate at home, didn't he, Mum? He only wanted He said, my wife's the only one that can cook. If someone offered to stay for dinner,
Really?
we got to go.
But how did you learn to cook so well then?
She was 18.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, she taught us.
Because I don't know.
Gira, nonna, gira.
Gira.
Because when I was young
Yeah.
in Italy, young. No, my mother know everything to cook. So, in Australia, I get married very quick. So I have to learn by myself.
Unbelievable.
And by myself, because io non mai stato con compagnia di giornali.
Ma come ti sei imparata?
Io...
But people must have told you recipes and they said do it like this.
No.
Chi ti ha imparato a fare per esempio a cucina? Nessuno.
No one.
No.
I love it. It's in the bones.
Exaggerato for you, but nessuno.
Unbelievable.
What did Dad buy you for your honeymoon present, Mum?
Oh!
He only bought her a present once in his life.
Quando facevo 21 anni.
Oh, when she turned 21, what did you get?
Mi piaceva una statuetta, tanto una ballerina.
Oh, I bought you a statue. I never knew that. A ballerina.
Sì, ma più frata, quando era piccina.
Oh, I would have wanted that ballerina. I always wanted to be a ballerina.
E
No, when you got married on your honeymoon, what did Dad make for you?
Ah, tavola
Gira,
d'Italia.
nonna.
What did he
La
say? in
tavola d'Italia.
A table?
Questo è bene che tu la fai vedere.
I'll go and film the table.
English? No. Wasn't it?
Careful, Al.
Vabbè.
Oh, it's on the table. Al, you got, unplug yourself, Al.
Oh, Luisa, my husband.
Come and get it.
Make me a tavola d'Italia to make
So
pasta.
on their honeymoon,
Ah.
he said you're going to need this.
Ah.
And he made it himself.
Sì, quei tavoli da fattura da Astica.
He got the wood from the factory where he was working.
Portavano cultura.
Dov'è?
It's in here on the side, la tavola di lei.
You can always, you can always
So he
unplug.
made that for you. When did you get married? 1954?
Lost killed.
He made this.
Dove va?
Come round this way, yeah.
Scusa, questa
Oh, in 1954, the year the Bulldogs won.
Yeah! It was all right after that.
Ok, nonno ha fatto questo.
So this is
My
these are
God.
floorboards, obviously. Dad made it out of
He
floor.
made this for the
Beautiful.
honeymoon.
Yeah, he said you're going to need it.
E adesso dove lascio?
And she has, it used to
Where am I
be
putting
bigger.
this?
Bigger.
It used to be bigger, but then because they used to make all the pasta at home, and my dad was Abruzzese, so they had a lot of, they just would have homemade pasta all the time, gnocchi that you've got to roll
And it's
out.
covered in flour still.
Tagliatelle, Luisa.
Amazing.
Even for the brodo.
Yeah, even
Really?
if they used to have broth, they used to make
No
all the
pasta.
homemade pasta.
That was your present.
Yeah, it's still in good nick.
Imagine if you were given that
yeah.
now. Imagine if
Well,
you're
that one
So
got married at
romantic.
first sight.
Shannon, what would you say to your
Like,
intended?
thank you. Block of wood.
Mum, what
No,
do you
very
think?
thankful.
You know the girls on Married at First Sight and the boys on Married at First Sight? Because she watches it and then we discuss it. What would you tell them? Is this a good present for them to get?
Basta.
Who?
The man who
Don't make your own pasta.
E c'ha una, se era tempo dove c'ha una testa.
She said if it was
hit
now,
him in the
I'd
head.
hit him over the head.
Yeah. What did you, Nonna? What did you say? What's your husband? What was your husband's name?
Nothing.
Hang on, we're just tangled over the doorknob. Your mum. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
What could you say? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Not today.
But then,
Niente, non guardare niente, non dicevo niente.
you just anyway, you learned to cook really well.
Very well. Per una sola.
Yes, you did well. You did well.
You're amazing.
All right. Okay, so this is bubbling away.
Oh.
So do we cover it? You put a lid on.
Allora,
Salt.
un momentino.
Oh, sale.
So that's
Quanta?
Quanto?
2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons? No, metà. Uno.
No, mi sa 2 chili.
2.5.
Okay.
2.5.
Allora.
But I guess you can always taste the food. You don't
Ah,
less is
yeah,
best.
yeah.
Because if you put
But then
too much in
after you add,
want, you're a bit stuffed.
yeah.
Un momentino.
Oh, nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Dolce moscato.
So normally we just have like the fresh one. It's better. But
Yeah.
if you don't have it, you just use
Just
this one.
throw some in.
Nutmeg is the key. Even when you're making a mince,
Really?
you've got to get that taste of meat out of
Wow, I didn't know
it.
that.
No, oh, it's the key.
Well, there's a lot I didn't know.
It's the key.
You know, I can't cook, so.
So I think I've been
You can't cook.
No, Nonna. I know, it's terrible. I can't cook.
Oh, porco.
I know. I can cook a roast, thanks to Jamie Oliver. He taught me.
You love Jamie.
I love Jamie.
My mum loves him too. She watches him all the time, don't you, Mum?
Of course.
Jamie.
Jamie
Oh, yeah,
Oliver.
yeah.
I think he's good, Nonna. See?
Do you love him? Jamie.
Sì, mi piace.
Yeah.
She
And
likes
he went to Italy and
the
with
lawyer.
Gennaro. Yeah.
We love him.
Yeah, it was very good. I liked it.
Yeah, she watches him.
Yeah.
I said, what are you doing? I'm watching Jamie.
Yeah. Because he respects.
Non vado molto di fuori, non una bella rama.
No, my mum's not happy. This is store bought.
Ah.
This one, but she's not happy.
E che passa il coe? Non è nostra.
Is it basil?
Non è basilcono sale.
I think this is the Vietnamese one because
Oh.
you know why? Because we make the Vietnamese salad. The
Yeah.
cabbage.
No.
Perciò forse ave le radici, no. Yeah, no, it doesn't taste like ours at all.
You got to get it from the garden.
Mum. Well spotted. This is very peppery. All right. So do you want me to get it from the garden?
Dove vengo io ti dico come un butch.
Shall we take a bit of footage outside?
Yeah, let's have a
Bavaria.
Beautiful.
Oh, right, this is the backyard. Okay, now we're getting andiamo basilico. What tree is this, Nonna? Albicocca? Apricots?
Questo?
Yeah,
Mandarini.
mandarin.
Oh, your garden is beautiful, Nonna.
You see here, there's a fig tree.
Oh, a beautiful fig tree. But look at this. Like,
Now, the basil.
oh, careful.
Dov'è?
Oh, che bella cucù.
Cosa sono? Oh, look. So the zucchinis.
Oh,
And you can see-
delicious.
Try show you.
Oh, the zucchini flowers.
Zucchine grande.
Beautiful. Fantastic. Look at this. I love your garden.
Dov'è questo basilico?
Oh Luisa, se tu vieni di qua, vedi
Yeah, they
quella
come
bella
from this
zucchine,
angle.
because ieri, quando fa caldo, io
Oh, look at the flowers. Beautiful. Bellissima.
That's so big that
Big one. Oh, yum. I just think of food when I see
I
that.
know. Alright. Piano piano.
Careful, piano. Oh, I love your
Last
garden.
week, Luisa,
Yeah.
ho venuto per prendere un po' di basilico.
She came out to get some
E ho
basil.
messo un piede qua.
Put 1 foot here.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh, no. Into the garden.
È così perché non potevo passare più di qua.
Oh, for how long?
E non avevo niente che
She didn't
To
have
help her
anything to
get
pull
up.
herself up.
Yeah.
Ho preso questo e l'ho rotto.
Broke the
Oh.
branch trying to get herself up.
Questo è sedano. Seed.
Sedano celery.
Celery.
Beautiful.
Ma come faccio? Tu
Adesso.
la
Vado?
mano.
Se io vado
No,
è più
no.
meglio?
No. Tienimi dietro, se no non esce più.
Oh,
Brava. E poi l'altro piede perché non metti...
No, 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 no.
oh, look at your basil.
Sì.
Nonna
La camera.
is beautiful. Look how big it is.
Io.
No, da
Oh,
mamma, cara.
Aspetta.
oh, let me just go to the basil. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Bellissima.
Eccoci.
Beautiful, Nonna.
This basil.
Is the real basil.
Smell it.
Oh,
Anch'io.
fantastic.
So good.
Delicious.